books. Then, at that moment.
Why would I drive a U-Haul and pay all that money there to try to save $500? I'd love to show you.
I would love to see, Kevin, I would love to see that on or about July 14th, he said to you, give me a cashier's check for $5,000 and pay the rest by Zelle, by some other commodity. It doesn't make sense.
This is the date.
What's the date?
That he requested the
No. What's the date? When he told you,
when he requested the
just a second. July 6th, he requested the deposit by Zelle.
Zelle only.
No, don't help.
I said the max possible on this. Zelle only allows you to spend $500.
Who gives a rat's behind what they said to you? Just like you mentioned Wells Fargo on the 14th of July, just like you went to Wells Fargo on the 14th of July, on July 6th, when you then please send me the deposit. You go into Wells Fargo, you get a money order, a bank check, you put it in a FedEx, and you send it to them. You saw the apartment June 1st. July 6th, you said, all right, time to get on the dime. I'm holding the department. It's now a month. Please send me the deposit. So you say, well, I'll give him $1,000. I'll give him $500. That's what he's asking for. But then July 14th, when you went there, you were still $500. I'm not interested in looking at anything except that he said to you, when you got there July 15th, give me a cashier's check and a Zelle payment for $500. That's what you decided to do.
I sent him a text, and he responded with an emoji of thumbs up. He responded to the text saying,
you're a hustler, madam.
I'm not a hustler.
And you are not getting $10,000 from this man.
You won't look at the evidence?
I'm absolutely going to look at the evidence. I'm telling you that you're a hustler.
Okay, well, here's the
I'm
evidence.
telling you you're a hustler.
Well,
Because,
sir,
I'm telling you,
sorry.
Kevin, you can get it. I'm telling you you're a hustler.
Please show her that.
Because on July 14th, when you went to Wells Fargo, I, as a normal person, knowing that he wanted a deposit on July 6th, I said, you know what? I'm going all the way there. I'm packing up my son. I'm packing up my U-Haul. Wells Fargo is where I do my banking. They also have Wells Fargo here, so you didn't take out your last dollar. I'm going to get a bank check so he knows he has the money, because now he's been waiting for it for 6 weeks, and I'm going to give him a bank check for $5,500, because that's what I owe him. You didn't do that. You gave him $5,000. And I have to say to myself, why would you do that? Why would you do that? It's like saying, I have $5,000 in cash, and I'm going to give you $5,000 in cash, and I'm going to give you $500 in a note that I'm not getting right then and there, but I'm going to move my things into the apartment, and then I'm there. And then when I have the other $500, I'm going to give you the other $500. And in addition, when he said, listen, if this is the way I'm going to do business with you, he gave me $5,000 in a cashier's check, it's $500 short. I don't want to start with a tenant like this right away.
Oh, that's
I know.
agreed to ahead of time.
Here's your $1,000 back that you gave me. You took the check and you cashed it. And that was finished. He said, I don't want you as a tenant. You have a signed lease by both of you?
I have a signed no.
So you have no lease. So, you see, if you're in Arizona and you want to send him his deposit that he wants over, and people do that all the time. They buy property in the mail. They buy property over email. They have DocuSign. You can do all that between June 1st and July 15th. You chose not to do that. You're not entitled to any money.
That's not true.
He's not responsible for your having to find another apartment which costs you more money. You're a grown woman. And if you saw an apartment that was a bargain, you hop on it.
Dear road rivals, every new Toyota comes with Toyota Care, our no-cost maintenance plan that covers tire rotations, engine oil changes, fluid adjustments, and more for 2 years or 25,000 miles. Ford charges extra for maintenance. Nissan charges extra for maintenance. And you guessed it, Honda charges extra for maintenance. At Toyota, we take care of our drivers. Too bad none of our rivals do the same. Join us, Toyota. Toyota, let's go places.
Reese's Fast Break has more than chocolate and peanut butter. It's got chewy nougat. Oh, that's fun to say. Nougat. 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 Nougat.
How does Apartments.com create the most eye-tingling virtual tours around? Watch this. Activate shrink suit. Start by getting that wood grain.
Capture it.
Oh, this one's also pet-friendly. Apartments.com, the place to find a place.
Kathleen Danley has accused apartment owner Ellie Benarik of refusing to rent his apartment after she paid a deposit. Ellie says he changed his mind and refunded her deposit.
Now, on what date did he send you the lease?
He sent me.
Just a second. I'm going to go to you. On what date did you send her the lease?
July 10th.
You sent her the lease on July 10th.
10th.
Did you send it by email?
By email, and I told her to respond with sign the lease and send it back. But at least I acknowledge she got the lease. I didn't hear from her.
So,
Text there.
can I see the email that you sent her with the lease? Do you have it with you?
I have it on my phone. Can I pull it out on my phone?
Yes. So when you got the lease, you changed it.
I made an edit, as I said in the text to him there.
So you changed it
Yes.
and initialed it.
Yes. And he didn't send it on July 10th.
When did he send it?
I gave him my email on July 13th.
Sorry, I apologize to the actual thing. Yes, here is the email, here is the text, and I'll open it for you.
In the evening, the day before we were loading to move.
And I wrote, please acknowledge receiving it. Never heard from her.
We spoke on the phone, sir.
You're not entitled to any money.
That's not true.
Well, I'm telling you that you're not entitled to any money.
But you haven't heard my story or seen the evidence.
What I have not. What I'm telling you, madam, is the following. You have no lease to his apartment.
We had a contract.
No, you had no lease to his apartment. And you accepted in satisfaction of having no lease $1,000, which is what you gave him, and you cashed it. And he's not responsible for your having to find another apartment, which cost you more money. You had a responsibility. You're a grown woman. And if you saw an apartment that was a bargain, you hop on it. Say, I want my lease. I want to sign it. I want to give you the money that right now for it, so I know it's mine and I know it's held. That's what you do as a grown-up. You didn't do that. You had the perfect opportunity to get a cashier's check for $5,500 the day before you went there. And you didn't. And you modified the lease before he signed it. So you had no lease. You had no written lease when there was supposed to be a written lease. This wasn't a verbal month-to-month tenancy. This was not a verbal month-to-month tenancy.
No, it was not.
Right.
It was a 12-month lease.
That's a lease for a year or more has to be in writing. And I'm telling you, you did not have a written lease with him. And you failed to fulfill the terms of the lease by not bringing a sufficient amount of money with you. Your case is dismissed.
No, ma'am.
We are done.
No,
Board is adjourned.
We are humor me
done.
to hear the story, please.
We are done.
No, I'm not going to do that.
Oh, yeah, you are.
Well, then there's a breach of contract, right? Because you told me you were going to hear the case.
I heard my
You did not hear.
Yeah.
No, I won't go. No,
Case is over.
I'm not going.
Case is over.
Actually, I never got to speak. I'm not going. Well, I was very disappointed that I didn't get to explain the sequence of events.
I think she made the right decision. Judge Judy knows what she's saying.
So I'm extremely disappointed with her decision there.
When people born they're a gift to the world, she was the opposite.
We started communicating again in July, I reached out to him.
He tried to get in with no money and then not to pay the rent, I was assuming.
The deposit was not requested until the amount was never mentioned until the 10th of July.
The straw that broke the camel's back, the $500, she did a mistake.
I don't think he changed his mind. We hadn't talked about it.
No, she say, here is 5,000 and I'll give you later another 500. And I said, I'm not accepting later 500.
We have a chain of communications. He knew I was coming.
She's a hustler.
So I'm just curious, would you have felt any different about the plaintiff being a hustler if she had not cashed that $1,000 check that he had refunded her for what she had paid towards her deposit?
I would still have thought that she was a hustler, but accepting the check back from him, I mean, if the check was given to secure, her argument was given to secure the apartment, even though it wasn't the full amount that was necessary that he asked for at the beginning of July, and she ignored him. But since she took the check and cashed the check, that says to me, his obligation to her is finished. The fact that she had to go and find another apartment could have been very easily rectified. This is a man, he's a landlord. He has a commodity from which he makes money, which probably costs him maintenance and taxes that he has to pay for every month that the apartment lays fallow. He agreed, because of a friendship with a mutual friend, to rent this woman an apartment for less than its going rate.
Yeah.
And he held it for a month.
For no money.
Really for no money. She got the lease. She made an alteration on the lease. She never sent it back. She never acknowledged that she had it. The day before she left Arizona, she went to the bank knowing that she owes him $5,500. And she took out a check for $5,000.
Weird.
And paid for a check for $5,000. You know, I've been in this business and heard these landlord and tenant things long enough to know once she moved her things into that apartment, that $500 security deposit,
Gone.
he was never going to see. He might have hounded her for it for a couple of months, and then he would have said, forget about it. And she knew that. She knew that. That's what makes her a hustler. That check for $5,000, that cashier's check, instead of $5,500, says to me, hustler. And the icing on the cake is, he said, listen, I don't want you as a tenant in a place that I really want to rent. And you're here. And all your stuff is here. So it's very easy for me to let you move in. But I know, I'm a smart man. If I take this $5,000, I'm going to have trouble with you ongoing. Complaints. Rent. More complaints. What do I need this for? Here's your $1,000. I take it. I cash it. Go find a motel. Stay in it until you find an apartment. You're probably not going to find an apartment in Beverly Hills for $3,500. That's a 2-bedroom apartment, which is what he had. So when you do the wrong thing, of course I'm going to stand up for you. She did the wrong thing. He did the right thing. I think that he did the right thing. He bent over backwards to accommodate this lady because of a friendship with a mutual friend. And she was trying to get a little bit extra. Well, it came back and it bit her in the behind. And I was more than happy to be accommodating.
Are you a victim of a scam? Go to judyjustice.tv.
It came grinning at my dog, and before I could really react, he had a hold of his neck. Like he was just shaking him, and then I was yelling at him to stop.
Their pit bull grabbed onto your dog.
Yes.
When I
Look at me. They have the capacity to kill you. Well, it's not an answer.
This is Judy Justice. Pamela Petrie is suing her former neighbors, Anthony Opalencia and Katie Molnix, for vet bills and emotional distress resulting from a dogfight.
Court come to order.
Have a seat, please.
Case number 1172, Petrie versus Opalencia, Unix.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Miss Petrie, this is your son.
Yes, Your Honor.
What's his first name?
Zion.
Zion's 12?
Yes,
And you got him a puppy.
correct.
When?
May of 2019.
What kind?
I'm not quite sure.
Zion, would you stand up? Because even your mom wasn't a witness to this dog incident. Zion, what kind of dog did your mom buy you?
He's a Frenchie and then I believe a Terrier and a Falcon.
Do you have a picture of?
Yes.
May I see it, please? When you say a Frenchie, you mean a French bulldog?
Yes.
Go get him.
And how much does he weigh? Do you know?
Right now, he currently weighs 12 pounds.
An incident happened on the 15th of April.
Yes.
You weren't present during that incident.
No, Your Honor.
Would you change places with Zion? I want him to be right in the middle. Zion, you were out walking your dog. Dog's name is?
Tony.
You were walking him on a leash.
Yes.
At what time of day?
Like afternoonish.
Okay. Now, you're walking Tony, and he was on a leash. And what happened next?
Me and my friend, we were walking, going onto the trail, and then...
Okay, so you were with a friend.
Yes.
Explain to me where the trail is.
It's like if you go from my house directly down from the lion fountain, and then you take a left, and that's how we were going onto the trail.
Where did the defendants live? Do you have the pictures?
I do, Your Honor.
I'd like to see them so I can get some idea of what you're
Yes.
talking about.
So you can, Your Honor, so you can get a full visual. Zion was walking this.
Hey, no.
Oh, I'm sorry.
No. You can't tell me where he was
okay,
walking.
I'm
You
sorry.
weren't there.
Yes.
Just hand me the photograph. Zion, is this the complex where you live? Is this the complex where the defendants live?
Yes.
You live on the first floor or the second floor? Second
We
floor.
did, yeah.
Okay. And this is the trail where you were going to walk with Tony. Don't shake your head. You weren't there. Do you understand? Otherwise, you could sit. As a matter of fact, it's better. Sit down. Zion, this is where you were going to walk with Tony?
Yes.
Did you have to pass the defendant's house in order to get to the trail?
Yes.
And your dog was on a leash?
Yes.
Tell me what happened as you passed their house.
So as I passed, like me and my friends were going on a trail, and then from behind us, the pit bull, it came running at my dog, and before I could really react, he had a hold of his neck, and like he was just like shaking him, and then I was yelling at him to stop, like I was in shock, and then by the time he stopped with his neck, he immediately moved like by his thigh, and then he started gripping it, and then we were all yelling at him to stop, and then by that time...
When you say you were all, so I have you and your friend.
Yes.
Were either of these two people there?
Her.
You. She came after her dog?
Yes, she was there.
When their pit bull grabbed onto your dog, was she there?
Yes.
Was the pit bull on a leash?
No.
Was your dog injured?
Yes.
How did the pit bull finally let go of your dog?
A man was walking down the trail. He parked his dog. He had to punch the dog a few times, and then the dog finally loosened its grip.
He punched the pit bull?
Yes.
Did you know who the man was?
I think my mom got in contact with him.
Now you can stand up. Did you find out who the man was?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you speak with him?
Yes, Your Honor.
How did you find his name?
There's a group called Neighborhood Group on social media for our community, and I had asked for the gentleman who stepped in and helped my son if you could please reach out to me. And he announced himself and who he was, and so we got together at that time.
Got it. Sit there. You weren't home at the time of this alleged attack.
No, ma'am.
Who was this?
It's my girlfriend, Katie.
Your girlfriend was home with your pit bull.
Yes, ma'am.
And at the time I'm reading these papers, you were under house arrest.
Yes, ma'am.
And you were wearing an ankle bracelet.
Yes, I was.
And you live on the second floor.
Yes, I do.
So you let the pit bull out to relieve itself because you couldn't go out because you had an ankle bracelet on because you were under house arrest.
Yes, Your Honor.
The pit bull walked down the stairs by itself.
Yes, Your Honor.
Is this your apartment?
Yes, Your Honor.
So you were standing here when the dog ran out, was unleashed. By the time you got to where the dog had Zion's dog, tell me what you did
Yes,
to
Your Honor.
get the dog off Zion's dog.
Yes, Your Honor. Well, when I
Look at me.
When I-
Don't look there.
Okay.
And make sure you know I know everything.
okay.
Do
So
you understand?
yes, Your Honor.
So now you're on the second floor. You've got an ankle bracelet. You're not allowed to leave the house, so you let the pit bull out by himself. He runs and attacks his dog. Do you either hear or see?
Neither, Your Honor. I was out there before before the attack even happened. And I actually let
Now
him
look
know,
at me.
I let him know that that my dog was out there loose, and I was going to get I was trying to get it.
Just listen to me. Just because you say it fast doesn't mean I miss it. You're on the porch.
Yes.
You let your dog out.
Yes, Your Honor.
Let's take it from there, step by step.
So
Don't look over there.
I saw him walking his dog, and I went to let him know that my dog was out there, and I was
Just a
ready to
second.
get him.
You saw him walking his dog
Yes.
with a friend
Yes, Your Honor.
on a leash.
Yes, Your Honor.
And when you say you let him know, what did you do? Listen, what did you do? Don't cross your arms. What did you do or say to let him know?
I said, hey, my dog's out here loose, so, I'm trying to get
Hey,
him,
no, let's go slow. Hey, my dog's out loose out here.
and I'm trying to go get him.
And you're going to,
Get him.
and when you say that, you're on the porch.
No, I'm not on the porch at this point. I'm going to get my dog. That's what I'm doing.
Well, why would you let the dog out if you were going to get the dog?
I didn't think I would have to go get the dog. Like, he comes back normally, so I didn't think I was going to have to go get him.
So it is your routine to let the dog out.
Not only when on the bracelet.
Just a second.
Only when I was on the bracelet.
In what month were you placed on the bracelet? No,
May.
don't look at him. May what?
I don't know the exact date, Your Honor.
You don't know the date that somebody put an ankle bracelet on you? How old are you?
34.
How many times have you had an ankle bracelet on?
One.
Well, then I would know the exact date when somebody came and slapped an ankle bracelet on me.
I remember the date I got it off.
No, on.
I know. I don't remember the exact date that I got it on.
What date did she get the ankle bracelet on?
I'm not sure what that even has to do with anything.
You're not sure?
No.
You're not sure? I'm going to tell you what's sure. What sure is that she says because she was wearing an ankle bracelet, that's the reason she let the pit bull out alone.
Correct.
Well, then it becomes important because she said he usually comes back. That means she's let the pit bull out alone, alone. Now do you understand? 200 people died in your state as a result of pit bull attacks.
And that's a sad situation.
Yeah, just a second. So you have to be a moron to allow a dog like that around children. You have to be a moron.
That's what you say, buddy.
Women have to overcome more obstacles to reach the top.
My dog has bullies in him.
It's made them fiercely determined
and
more innovative.
Just
because they can navigate the obstacles doesn't mean they should have to. The city is committed to investing opportunities for 10 million
Like I had him off lead
globally
today.
by 2025.
Staying on the deck, but I had his lead with me, and if someone was going to come around and grab him. There was ice cream truck man and the kids all there. We had a hold of him. Not that I was afraid he was going to do anything. I was pretty sure he was going to go ask ice cream man.
Sometimes when you're working remotely,
Got some extra. But I had to fucking buy him a popsicle.
clearly.
Derek got an ice cream truck. Ice cream.
But with select HP devices enhanced by HP Presence, you can be seen.
Okay, it's 5:30. Everything needs to be shut down. We need to get dinner started because I do not want to be attempting to eat dinner at 9. I would like to eat dinner soon, so I have a bellyache. Oh gosh.
Are you Dr. Dooms?
We have no choice but to